Wait, I wasn't ready.
Too late. We're here. We're here. You
Mm.
know what we are? Gio, would you like to say it?
We're
Say
here
our
and we're queer.
what?
We're here and we're queer.
It's not what I was. No, to say the thing that we always say to start the anything we do. Literally any video. No, I
Okay.
want Gio to do it. Gio has not done it. Historically, Gio's been the only one that hasn't done it. I think. Maybe he's done it like once or twice, but
And I'm gonna try to do it as like Austin does.
okay.
And we're back.
I think I do it a little more like here, but that's fine. It was good enough.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
Um,
that.
so we're here. This might be a little weird for all of you, but for all of our OG foodies, we have done something like this before. Does anyone remember?
Yeah, I did. It
Real
was
ones
when we were
though.
doing a fucking it's when we were doing the fucking Savannah planning thing. And
Yep.
we were like, oh guys, holy shit, we're gonna go to Savannah. You guys get ready. And we never fucking went to
Nope.
Savannah.
Never did. Um,
Well,
that's a story for another time, though. We're not here to talk about that.
you remember what happened.
I remember what happened
I
too.
remember what happened too. Anyway, we're here because we could not meet in person, could not give y'all a location.
Yeah,
So we're just here.
guys, we're
Um,
busy. We're busy.
very busy. Gio,
Busy boys.
we're all in our apartments, technically. Technically, all in our apartments. Every single one of us are in
Yeah,
a
technically, right?
technically. Um, so yeah. How's everybody been? How's the school year started for y'all?
It's gone good. I was expecting it to be harder, but I can't, I guess, ex expect too much because it's only the second week. But it's
Yeah.
going okay so far. It's going very okay. It's not easy. It's not hard. It's just okay. I had a quiz at 8 a.m. today, by the way. I sent you guys a video of
I
that.
did see that. How'd you
I
do?
yeah, I watched that too.
I was so scared of sleeping in
That's
because
me when
like
I have like work in the morning.
yeah, I mean like imagine just this happened to a fellow coworker of mine. Um, he slept through a final, and he was just like, "All right, whatever. You can get fucked." Crazy to me though. It's like you just failed because there's some classes that like straight up, if you miss the final, just get a zero on the final, you just failed the entire class. There's
That's
some
insane.
classes like that. Well, I mean, that's just how the grading works out.
Yeah.
Like classes that are like 30% final, 40% final. So yeah, what are you drinking?
Oh, um, it's a protein shake.
Okay.
Let's read off the macros on this. 160 calories for 30 grams of protein.
Uh-huh.
Pretty good, right?
It's great.
With some magnesium, potassium,
Oh,
thiamine,
you know,
niacin.
you know what? I just realized something.
Mm.
Hmm.
We have this is like a first time ever.
Hmm.
I was just doing what I typically do, and then I read Austin's name. Gio's ex-lover.
That's so sad.
So we were lovers at one point.
That's the
Just to
joke,
be
yes.
clear.
You just made
Very
his
clear.
whole day. You just made his entire day.
Okay. That's a win for me. Anyways, before
That's it.
before uh
Yeah, okay.
before I was I guess not even interrupted, just like caught off guard by that. This is the first time in Foodie's history where we're doing a Zoom podcast, we're all in different areas, and then two, we have a mobile setup.
Hmm.
We've always had a fixed camera. And like, yeah, we may move positions, but as soon as that starts recording, that's all you see. We can
Hmm.
like pan around our rooms and show our room. You
Why do
don't
you
want
not
to do a
show
room
your
tour,
side?
Silas?
What's wrong?
I haven't cleaned up yet.
Mm.
Come on, man. All right, I'll do the room tour.
Yeah, let him do the room tour.
Yeah, because Silas's is probably looks like I don't know, a tornado ran through it.
Not really. I just have some clothes on my bed that and some clothes in
I don't
right over
understand
there.
how people do that. Like my bed is too small for clothes. All right, check it out, guys. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Geo's room tour. All right, let's start from the door. There's the door. Over here we have mini fridge with my shower caddy. And there's a vacuum, the Dirt Devil, which
Oh,
Silas
I
also
have that one
has.
too.
And then here, like all my clothes and shit. And then oh yeah, Georgia Tech, Georgia Tech, Georgia Tech. And then here we have some Tupperware from stuff I haven't given or brought back home. Um, and all my decorations. We got Roller Nova Zorro. Check it out, Sauce. You see him?
Roro Zoro.
We got some figurines. We got
Ba-na-na-na-na.
check it out, check it out, check it out. Look, look.
Is that the Great Usoppin?
No, no, I'm wrong,
It's,
wrong one. I'm
Oh,
pointing at the knuckles. You see that?
Snuggles, that's what
oh.
it was, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of books and ketchup. No, ketchup. Move that off to the side. And then this thing that Silas, I've kept in the exact same position since Silas did it.
He's pointing at the
The
stars.
Angolan Hitler
Yeah.
kneeling, and then just a socialist flag, and then some. Oh, that was actually the album of Kendrick that you got me, Austin. Or wait, that you both of you got me technically. Yeah, yeah, that's my bad.
Go get Mad
See,
City.
see, dude, like it's okay if you got a little mess. I just didn't do my bed in the morning because I had a quiz at 8 a.m. I never do my bed. I don't do it. And then my stuffed animals. That's the entire room. Oh. Blue
And
What?
collar man. Blue
that
collar
is
man.
a cooler of organs, I believe. She was
What?
an organ donor, but not in the way that most people consider an organ donor.
Oh, no, no, I'm talking about my work
Oh,
boots.
oh,
Blue collar guy. You know what I'm
yeah.
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. Yeah.
If I
This is a
if I
nice,
uh if I
nice.
if I show y'all the room, y'all can't get mad, bruh. Bresky.
But don't worry, it's only going to be us two that see it, so don't worry about
Yeah,
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
nobody else in the entire internet will ever see this.
Not at all.
yeah.
I would do a room tour, but it's my dining room, and there's like family photos like right over there, so I could really only show you like the backyard.
Yeah,
Um,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, oh yeah, my computer's plugged in, but we can do like this. That's a box of empty soda or not soda, but La Croix.
What's on the bed?
Oh, that's my jacket, my computer, my hats, and my scarf.
is that what you
Uh,
that was on the
Yep.
floor that you just threw on your bed?
no.
No, that was just on your bed.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It's like quick access, you know?
Yeah, true. I don't have. I'm not gonna do a tour because it's not my house. But
You
well,
know,
it is my
it
house.
would have
But
been very funny if you did the
oh,
with
Yeah,
the
I was I
camera.
was I was seriously considering it.
That was a
but I
very
do
good
have
idea
something
Oh,
to
for
show
that.
you.
here's my camera though that we used to record podcasts with. It's got its battery plugged up right now. And
Now we
this is the
start.
desk where I'm recording. Um, that's my keyboard that I use for my actual computer.
Mhm,
There's my protein drink. There's the wrapper for the protein drink. And
great.
there's the box of my computer over there. And the stand that I keep the computer on usually to keep it from overheating.
Cool.
Hmm. Yeah, like I said, this is like monumental. This has never happened before. We've
There
never like
is
been able to
another
like pan
monumental
around and
thing.
show.
There is another monumental thing that we have to talk about. So I've been a huge saltine guy. Okay, like I'm like the biggest saltine fan. Like saltines are the best crackers. You still show me a Ritz, no good. It's a saltine all the way. You can show me those little green things that come with the salad. You know, like the green trim on the little crackers come in a 2-pack. You always get them like salads and stuff. Those
No,
are
of
no
what?
good. Those are no good. I've always been a saltine guy, but then out of nowhere, literally,
I don't know where.
Zista, dude. These are the greatest crackers of all time.
Is that how you
Saltines are
say
now
that?
#2. I have no idea.
I
Okay.
thought it was Zesta.
I feel like it'd be Zesta.
Search Zesta, whatever. But
Zesta.
they not only have the salty taste that you're looking for, but they also have the cracker taste that you would get out of like a Ritz. So it's like a combined, like a 2-in-1, and that's like saltine is my favorite because it's salty. That's like why I love them so much. That combines
Mhm.
both things together, and they're now my new favorite crackers. So sponsor us. Zesta is a Kellogg's company. Bring your money this
I
way.
thought you wanted I thought you wanted to talk about a sponsor us.
I want a lot of stuff to sponsor us, like a lot.
We
Um,
are the foodies, so we have like quite a lot of like ability to go into every food industry.
True, we could
We
be
should get
like,
into the we should get into the drink industry.
are you wanting that protein drink to sponsor us?
They are kind of expensive. I would like free protein drinks.
Okay. Is that
I know Gio does too, right? Right, Gio?
How much was that?
Uh, I got this
keep
pack for
going?
Christmas. Um,
Yeah.
but it's like I think I got like a 20 pack for like $40 or less. I can look it up real quick.
Like $2 each, dude. At that point, just buy a fucking tub of protein powder and just mix it with anything.
Yeah, but protein
Almond
powder
milk.
sucks.
We're really about to get this sponsor here.
Okay. So
Nailing it.
you only like it because it tastes good. Is that what you're saying?
And the protein's pretty good as well. The 30
Yeah,
grams of protein.
but like protein powder is not that bad. Like that's 20 grams of protein. Protein powder gives you 24 grams of protein. At least a typical like scoop of like optimal nutrition, gold standard whey protein does.
Well, let
And
me
it's
let
probably
me
less
look.
calories. And if you use almond milk, vanilla taste, the vanilla flavor, it actually tastes good.
No, wait, never mind. I lied to you about the price. I'm looking at it
It's
right
like
here.
it's like half a dollar per drink or something. I don't know what the fucking price is. I forgot. But
Well, while he's looking that up, I think
yeah,
let's talk about what the historic thing that happened to Georgia this
It's
past.
30 bucks. It's 30
30
bucks
bucks,
for
304, 75 cents. Actually pretty close. Like 25
for
cents off.
actually it's even less. It's $28 for a pack of like 12.
Basically three quarters.
Yeah, you know,
You get a thing of Coke, like a 12 pack for like $6.
Yeah, there
seven
you go.
bucks.
Just drink Coke. Just drink Coke.
If you want the best cheap soda, Aldi's brand soda,
Mhm.
Aldi's brand diet soda goes crazy.
I don't got all these close to me no more.
I do.
There's one in Covington, but I don't really want to go there.
Really?
Yeah, it's
There
behind
is one in
it's behind the
Covington. It's
Taco
right
Bell in
across the
Windsor.
Taco Bell, yeah. Um,
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
yeah, fuck. Oh yeah,
What happened to
as
Georgia though?
Austin was saying,
Oh, you want me to keep going? I thought you
the
were gonna.
snow.
Yeah, it did snow, which is impressive because it hasn't snowed in Georgia. Like it hasn't snowed in like middle Georgia in like 6 years,
Yeah.
which is wild. I mean, it snowed in like North Georgia, and it snowed in like um somewhere in Florida a couple years ago. So like completely bypassed Georgia and went straight to Florida. But anyway, but yeah, it was snow and it was fun. We played an
Did you go?
annual Dean football competition. We ended up
Who
winning
won?
overtime, by the way, me and Preston, over my
Did you,
father and
did you
Noel.
go? Did you go? What's it called? Not skiing. It's the other one.
Sledding?
Sledding. Did you sled on the hill, Austin?
Maybe
And like on your little hill
it didn't
for
work
like
very
30
well because we
seconds?
had the those like dive boards, you know what I'm talking about, where you like put on you, like you go to the beach,
Oh,
or whatever.
the
Yeah.
boogie boards.
Boogie boards, yeah. And then we put a little like cooking oil underneath it. Didn't do much of anything. Uh,
Cooking oil.
yeah, a little cooking oil, a little vegetable oil. You know, good stuff.
Put some Crisco on that bitch.
Yeah. I
Crisco.
mean, you guys have been attacked, and you guys have actually walked up Freshman Hill.
Yeah.
It was that hill that at the time was under heavy construction. Heavy construction. I mean, we were like going left and right just to get down the hill.
Uh,
Yeah, there was people like skiing on it and snowboarding.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Real quick aside though, today is Thursday, January 16th. I'm just dating this because apparently this Saturday, Sunday-ish, we're supposed to get another really bad cold front.
Yeah.
With chills coming as low as negative 30 degrees to places such as Denver, and us being able to
Oh,
get down to negative 12.
Mm,
damn it. I know, it was
let's go.
dawn.
I love this kind of weather. I love it. It pains me that I do not live in like Minnesota or New York or whatever, like get snow annually because I love snow so much. I love it. I'd rather be cold than hot. I don't know if y'all agree with that or not, but that's my dream is to just have snow around this time of year.
Are you gonna move? Okay, well, hold on. Before I have a question for you, Austin. But before that, I want to put my gripe with all this weather. I'm never moving to a place that like snows like this because ever since my injury,
Oh, trauma
like
alert. Here we go.
no, it's not even trauma. It's genuinely like slipping.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm walking with my work boots on because I've seen numerous people just straight up fall.
Are
There's
you
people
talking
that
about
are
in
just
those conditions, or are you just talking about in general now?
no. Like when there's ice, when it's
Hmm.
snowing. Like
Yeah.
in the
No,
past
that,
weekend, like
yeah,
I think
that's
it was from I think it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where like and there's still snow out right now. There's still a fucking snowman right next to me, actually.
fine.
Like I guess because packed snow melts
Yeah.
slower. There's like a straight up, very tiny, but snowman still there. But I've seen people like straight up just like some people just straight up run or like bike or skate despite there being snow and ice, and some of them are fine. And then I've seen some other fuckers just like take a different path from like the sidewalk and then proceed to just fall on their ass. I'm like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
So I've like gone like full precautionary measures, and just every time I go outside, I have my work boots on because they are really, really good at not slipping.
So you better go to the bathroom.
I
Oh.
No, he's
I was just
closing the
closing
door.
the door.
That would have been funny if we were just talking, he's just taking a piss because you can hear it in his microphone.
Yeah,
You would be able to hear it. That
Yeah.
is
that
that
would
is
be
true.
that would be very funny. You should do that. So
Maybe
I recommend
when I feel the urge to
I,
go.
I, yeah,
Oh,
I recommend you do that. But yeah, I have a question. Oh, he's taking a moment for actually that's not a bad idea.
no.
I'll do that
We can
later. I
we
have the
can
battery charging right now.
we can put that in the what 2025
Oh God, dude.
end of
Oh,
year
guys,
Foodies
speaking of
post.
that,
Hold
We're
on,
getting
John.
old.
you should go follow us on Instagram
Oh
Okay,
yeah, do that.
but
and subscribe.
so are you gonna move to a place where there's gonna be snow? Are you gonna move to like North Carolina? Like, well, what is your extent? You gonna because you like this temperature.
Hmm.
You like the weather.
Um,
So maybe you
well,
won't move to Minnesota, but like
I've been
maybe
thinking
a
about
little
this.
up north, North Georgia, South Carolina,
I've
North
been thinking
Dakota.
about this, and also it does depend on work and all that kind of stuff. So
I
that
mean,
does
yeah.
play a factor. But like the dream, like the dream of all dreams,
Mhm.
honestly, right now, and it could change, but like in my 30s, 40s, I'd want to live in New York City. I've thought about this
Mm.
for a while. I'm
I
really
saw
considering it.
I saw a TikTok about that. How every like girl that wants to make it big like romanticizes New York City.
Dude, I'm the same way.
Like
I
and they're like
romanticize New York City
I'll
so
sleep
much.
in a 10 by 10 like basically 100 square foot apartment with like a tiny bed with high rent and work two full-time jobs just to make it in New York City. And
See,
I'm like,
that's the difference.
why?
I want to already be like have that wealth to where I can just move there. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I won't go
Good
there.
luck.
I won't go.
I,
I don't want to start in New York City. I want to move to New York City.
I think they just romanticize the like underdog story of like
Oh
being
yeah,
an
totally.
unknown something of like either artist or musician or writer
Yeah.
that works their way up to New York. And like that's cool and all, but like statistically that's not gonna work. Like
No, it's
10 of
not at
you are
all.
gonna
There's
fail
so
for every
many
one
failed
person that
people.
passes. Yeah.
Um, oh,
So
there's a lot of like big things that are like happening right now. LA is on fire, everybody,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah.
and I wanted to bring this up because uh not because like wildfires and all that, which is like an awful thing. Like it's awful that people's houses like are gone now. Like that's so sad and people are dying and all that. That's not what I want to talk about though. What I want to talk about is how how many like companies are about to just bend people over backwards because of this.
Oh
How many
yeah.
In terms of like work.
like insurance companies, like construction companies, like all these people that are just like, oh, there's now 100,000 people that need homes in California, not like New Jersey or not like let me use a better example, not like Idaho where like the taxes aren't high and you can build pretty cheap there, like California, like to rent is like insane. You know what I mean? So like all these insurance companies and everything that are just about to bend people over that just dealt with something really traumatic. It's like, can we put a stop to that? Because like
The exploitation of the average
If you
man,
look at
this
like
woman.
TripAdvisor, there was a rent for a house in California for a certain price, and it shot up like 10 times now that the wildfires have happened because people need places to live around that area. And it's like, can we just like, if something like that happens, can we just stop, make sure that prices don't go up on those people that just had like everything lost? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Is that not a thing that can happen?
I mean, I'm sure it can. There's so many things can like change. Um, I'm just I think it's so funny how like I think we need a couple more Luigi Mangiones to be honest. I think we just need like a dozen more.
I knew that. See, I knew bringing this up would lead into Luigi because we haven't talked about him. I don't think we've recorded. I don't think we've recorded anything like this, like a podcast, Midnight Snacks, whatever, since that's happened. And
No, we have not.
it is crazy to me that that is as big as it was. Like we are feeling ripple effects of it right now. And it was just one guy taking his frustration out on a company.
Yeah. Um, it's like this is a very slippery slope because it is the exact same situation as 9/11 in the
Say one more time.
way the justification for these actions is kind of the same as 9/11. For
For
example,
us to go in there or for the terrorists to attack us? Which way are you?
no, just for the violence. So, for example, for
Oh,
9/11, we were messing around in the Middle East a lot, and we
Yes.
shouldn't have done that.
correct.
So
Yes.
you can't, right? We all recognize that violence is bad. That's what we're supposed to say. However, you can't just be like, oh, well, we were allowed to do everything that we did in the Middle East, and you were not allowed to retaliate.
Mm,
You can't do that. You have to understand that there are reactions to actions.
yeah.
If you punch somebody, somebody's going to punch you back, whether that be the person you punched or somebody else.
Hmm.
So with 9/11, we went in there, we did shit, we pissed them off, they attacked us. With this, if you're a shitty human, or if you're a shitty human being, if your company is shitty and you decide to show yourself as the leader of that company, that unalived, not millions, but thousands and thousands of people by denying them coverage, one of those people is going to feel cheated on because they pay for I don't know how much you pay for health insurance. I know I don't pay for health insurance, and I'm going to get into that as well. So people pay for health insurance, and then when they break their bones, or they get a terminal illness, or they get some diagnosed disease or something, and then they go, "Hey, I've paid you for X amount of years, this set amount. I now have an issue where I need money from you. Can you pay me that money?" And they go, "No, because here's the fine print where yeah, you have a disease, but technically, I don't know, it's a chronic disease or whatever. We don't cover chronic diseases, we cover chronic whatever." And they just don't give you that money.
Hmm.
So same way with 9/11. We punched the Middle East and they hit us back. Same thing with the
So
CEO of United Healthcare. He punched a lot of people. And maybe not him directly, but the company that he represents. Not punched, unalived a lot of people.
Yes. And then
So
we sent in Luigi.
it comes with the baggage. It comes with the benefits. It comes with the shoes of being a CEO.
Hmm.
If you don't want to live your life in fear, then maybe don't be the CEO of a company that's that builds their profit off of the misfortune of people. That's the issue with like things like healthcare, and prisons as well. Like the especially private prisons, the worse human beings do, the better, the more profit that they do.
Yeah.
And that's just the whole like kind of area of like businesses and industries that just are bad, like with the military industrial complex, with prison complex, and with the healthcare system.
Do you think, and this is for both of you, do you think
Just,
that
look,
there's a
just take that whole clip and make it its own thing. Just Geo ranting about
Geo's
about
TED Talk?
healthcare.
while I was
No.
taking pictures with different like
Um,
cameras,
do y'all think there is a do you think there's a case not every time, but almost always when those healthcare companies deny people, do you think that they are in the right most of the time? Like, do they have a case? Not necessarily like, is it more moral to do it, but like, is there a case for it, or is it always just them, fucking over the
No,
people?
no. I
I,
mean, I'm
I
sure there's in some possibility okay, well, this is reasonable to do. However, 99% of them, I think, are not a
I
reasonable thing.
I would like to see I would like to see the guidelines on how they choose.
Okay.
Um, what was I saying? Oh, since this whole Luigi thing has come out, there's been a lot of people come out and like, yeah, I worked for insurance companies, and like, I basically just had to tell, I had like a quota of like telling people no. What's the stuff? Like, you had to meet a quota of like telling people no. And look, I don't know if that's true or not. Who knows? But it is people that used to work for insurance companies that are like, yeah, we had to tell a certain amount of people no because there's only a certain amount of money that they want to give out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So if that is their reason for denying people, I think that is cruel and inhumane.
Yeah.
It's similar to cops having quotas for giving out tickets. I think
Yeah,
it's
I
something that
heard about
shouldn't
that. Yeah.
happen.
that's true. That's a real thing. That is like confirmed.
Yes, yes. I think that's an awful incentive for cops to have.
Yeah. Not
I
every
don't,
not every county has that.
but
Um,
a
but
lot
a
of them
lot do.
do.
Yeah, yeah. But not every county.
And I think that's a terrible way to like it's like there's another example. Teachers have to pass a certain amount of kids to keep funding for the school, or have to get a certain amount of like
Dude, my mother
grades.
has been so angry about this for years because she's an elementary school teacher and she gets kids that don't know how to read.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah,
know how to read.
but see, here's the thing.
They have to
If they
pass
don't
them
pass
because
them
they have to get a certain amount.
because
So
if they don't,
they don't know how to
then the
read.
school stops getting
Yeah.
funding.
The school is
That's the
literally
issue.
passing kids. They are hurting those kids' futures purely for financial reasons.
And it's not even the school's fault.
Well,
Hmm.
Because
yes,
they
you're right.
have
It's
to,
not the school's fault.
because
You have to.
if they don't, they can't help the kids who are set on track. They
Yeah, they
can't
can't
help
help
those kids.
they can't help
Exactly.
anybody. So they have to hurt some kids to help other
Other
kids.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a terrible way to do it.
And it's
But that's the only way our government is set up to give and receive those funds.
and it's just awful because my mother is saying like every year, and this is Jasper County, but I'm sure it's widespread. But every year, her group they get less their curriculum and their standards and all that they're supposed to meet by getting to third grade. There's less and less kids that meet it every year.
It's a slippery slope, and I think we're already starting to slip.
I'm
And we're picking up
worried.
speed.
I'm worried that like the stuff that we've had to like do and like I'm worried that school isn't school anymore. And like school isn't perfect from like when we did it. It's not perfect, but like at least it did help us for some things. I'm worried that school is now becoming a daycare for 7 to 18 year olds. Like that's just what it is now. That's what I'm worried about.
I think the whole school system needs a reform.
I
That's an
agree. I
entirely
agree.
too
But
long
I'm saying
topic,
that at
though.
least there was some good qualities in what we were doing. But I'm saying now it kind of feels like it's just a daycare.
I I'll disagree a little bit with that.
Okay.
I still think there are certain teachers that
No,
care.
no, it's not the teacher's fault.
Shout out to AP Bio. You know who you are.
I'm not it's not the teacher's fault. I'm just saying that if you're going to keep passing these kids that don't meet the criteria to advance, then
Then
you're
what are you doing?
yeah, what are you doing? You're just hurting future teachers, future students. You're hurting the whole process.
You're hurting the nation at large, even if
Yes.
you want to go that far.
And it's not the school's fault. It's the whole thing. It's the government. It's the whole system that we built around it. And like Sass was saying, you got to restart it. You got to start over.
Burn it from the ground and start
And
anew.
this is what I'm trying to bring up, and I'm trying to hire somebody for this. We need a Luigi type guy for the school system. Does any takers? Anybody want to be a Luigi for the school system?
I mean, to be fair, that is a very like brave thing to do. I don't think we like recognize that. like well not even brave. It's like you're just throwing your life away for a symbolic kind of thing.
The problem would be is that if it backfired on them, if we
Actually,
all
see,
if we all just like went with the CEO, that
yeah,
would have been funny. It didn't happen. We all
it's the
we're all
same
on his
thing.
side, but
It's the same thing with like martyrs who set themselves aflame. Like, fuck, who did that in front of the? This was not very long ago. This was like a year ago. A year ago, in front of the Georgia State Congress, when I think I don't remember if it was for Palestine or if it was against Cop City. Um,
Is that the Atlanta project that is it
Stop
still
Cop.
currently
It's being built.
it's still
Uh,
currently going through?
it's being built. Stop Cop City was like, yeah, they're gonna take a basically a forest and deforest it and create a synthetic city to train police and to like I guess uh, make policing even more effective. Which at least in Atlanta, kind of just sounds like we're going to further institute violent methods on brown and black people as Atlanta's majority black. But yeah, so I mean they're going through with that. And
do
like
you not think that they're gonna actually implement like because like it's like a training facility, or that's what they're calling it. So like you don't think that they're actually gonna like they're not gonna teach them like safety and how to actually do these things. You think that's just gonna be like a shooting gallery?
well, I mean the issue with that is like how much when the majority of so I don't think there's like a designated like task force that does like for example there's different levels of like crimes. For
Mhm.
example, like there's like mental breakdowns that can get called in, and the people that respond to that have guns.
Yeah.
That's not a thing that should be happening. If somebody's having a mental breakdown, it should be like people that don't have lethal weapons on them because that's probably going to lead to somebody dying. Um,
So you're like a taser fan. You're like, just give some tasers.
Something like that, yeah. Like maybe
I think
don't
we should
kill
give
them.
cops paintball guns
um, but yeah, like there's different levels of crimes. But the issue is if you only train cops in violent scenarios, then they're only going to respond
with violent
to
scenarios.
non-violent scenarios with violent methods. That's the
Sure.
issue, and that's what's going to
That's
happen. And also, the other thing is the fact that they're deforesting an entire, basically, forest in Atlanta to build the fucking, you know. Oh, there was actually a protester that got killed in that. Her name was Tortita.
she get ran over by the bulldozer or whatever. What
Yeah,
happened?
something like that. She
She
was like
actually, I was kidding about that.
she chained herself to a tree, and this was in my first year of tech, and I actually participated in these protests.
Gio got out of the
By the
chain
way.
though. It was him and her, and then Gio was saw the bulldozer. He's like, I can't.
I got class in an hour.
Yeah.
I gotta go toward or
You got this
was
though.
it?
I'll be back after class. I'll be
I
back
think it
after
was
class.
He
Tortudita.
tied it really well, so like she couldn't get out of it.
I'll be
Gio.
back after class. I'll let us go and we can go get
He
back
has
in
the
this
key.
together.
He put it in his pocket and walked off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was a part of these protests in in her name because she died
Yeah,
from
she
this. She
died from a
chained
tree.
herself to a tree in protest, and I don't remember how she died, but she did die.
Mm.
And that was yeah, I mean, so like that was like a big upset. Was like in the creation of the deforestation of the trees, two, the fact that we're training police to be violent and respond to nonviolent uh, calls with violence, and then also the fact that there was a death from a peaceful protest
Yeah.
of just literally chaining yourself. I mean, you could have deforested all the fucking trees around her except hers, but you still decided to just unalive her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So
we should probably do some research into that because maybe
So
she, like
sorry.
I don't know, maybe she did some stuff to actually like get killed. Who knows? But also, she may have just been onto a tree and the bulldozer ran it over. Who knows?
I mean, like I mean, it was a Venezuelan immigrant that didn't know how to speak English. I don't think they posed that much threat. That was the issue. Because
Hmm.
it's like the same thing. The person that is not at all a threat to a cop is being killed. which is
Yeah.
the exact same scenarios that's going to happen if you just train them violently with this cop city to respond to. It's just going to cause more social unrest, and then people are more riots, and then a cop. We need a cop. Mangione.
Just
Go
gonna
ahead.
get a picture first.
Go ahead.
The concept that you were talking about earlier was a concept of like a Punisher type figure of like killing those who do wrong, like without laws to protect anyone else. Because the Punisher in comic, oh, they're just gone. Anyways, I'll keep talking for you, viewer. Anyways, the concept of someone being able to operate and kill outside of the law is a very dangerous concept to introduce into a society. And I think that if we do something like that, it could prove very beneficial, or I mean, unbeneficial to our society at large. Um, there's a there's a conversation in the Daredevil TV show about the Punisher and Daredevil talking about if they should kill people for doing something wrong. And the quote that is given is when Frank says, "You hit them and they get back up. I hit them and they stay down." But then Matt retorts with some kind of thing. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while since I've seen it. But he's basically saying, "Why would I kill these people if there's even a chance that they show good at all?" And I think I think there's a good medium point. You shouldn't kill someone off the first time. Give them a chance to show and change, but don't keep putting them away indefinitely. There is a point to which I don't know if you could save somebody or not. Um,
So you're talking about
the
like chances?
point, yes, like chances. So I don't necessarily think that a Luigi Mangione type character should be. And again, this is all still if he actually did it. He's still not been convicted, so
Oh no, no, no.
it's still
He
we
did it.
don't know if it's
No,
him.
no, no. I
No,
He did
no.
He's
B
innocent.
it.
I
Believe
can
in due
vouch for him.
process. Believe in due process. Innocent until proven guilty.
All
If
right.
we don't believe in that, then our government falls apart at the seams.
I can vouch for him.
You were there with him?
He was with me. He was with me.
I think the idea of someone going around and killing people without government supervision is a very slippery slope, basically at the end of what I was saying.
We're getting into
And
Hold
I
literal
on.
don't
civil
think we
war.
should do that.
So you think with government supervision is okay?
No, not even that. I'm saying, but
So you just
without
don't think
government
it's
supervision,
okay in general?
to have just someone going around and killing people,
Yeah.
what makes them any different than a serial killer?
Well, that depends. What's
It,
the
it,
serial killer's motive?
he's trying to right the wrongs of the world. Still doesn't make him justified. Is it is it his right to execute justice?
No, I agree with you.
Whose
I
right
think
is it then?
The people's, not
So
one singular
Luigi.
person, not one singular person.
So it's
so.
a
What,
group.
what,
While
what, so what's the distinction between the government and the people? If the government is
great
the will of the
question,
people.
where do you call the distinction at?
Well, that's what I'm asking you because you're the one who's saying it's the will of the people. Where do you define where the people and the government starts? Because
The government should
I
act as a
haven't,
vehicle for the will of the people. If
I
that actually happens, is the issue at point that we are discussing.
So if a
okay.
government is
So
100% perfect, it should then have control of the violence. Correct? Is what you're saying?
In theory, yes,
Okay,
but
but okay,
again, nothing is ever perfect. So
So then
correct.
you're
So
like the
then,
thought
so then, if it's
experiment is kind of just like worthless because we're never going to have a government that's perfect.
if it's not a
well,
perfect
it's
government,
it's
if it's
also
not a
calling out the
perfect,
flaws of like people advocating for more Luigi Mangione type. I'm just gonna say CEO offers.
Well, I
Um,
mean, the issue with that is that, like, okay, so you say, okay, the government is the will of the people, and hypothetically, if the government was 100% right all the time, then everything that the will of the people would do should be, will be reflected properly. And then we can recognize that Luigi Mangione is a symptom of the fact that the government is not at all correct. So, I mean, I know you're saying theoretically this, but that's not really what is happening. This is, theoretically, I don't think we're ever going to have a perfect government So
No,
there's always going to be a Luigi Mangione. But you're saying there shouldn't be. So then what's the alternative? Because there's never going to be that perfect government. So what's the alternative?
If there's
so
not
this
going to
thing
be,
is
I think the system that is in place in the way that we're talking about it does work. We have a government,
does it?
not that, hold on, we have a government that's not perfect. And so therefore, it has
he's
ripple effects that are called Luigi Mangione.
he's helping your side,
Yeah.
Silas.
I'm saying that,
He's supporting you, and then you attack him. Does it?
yeah, I'm saying that because the government is corrupt, I'm saying because these big companies are corrupt, it then creates Luigi Mangiones, which then, and not just saying like a person shooting. There's many other things like bills passed, all that kind of stuff that can happen that brings them down a pedestal. That's the system that we have.
Yeah. So
So
those,
we are allowed to have we are allowed the ability to not have a corrupt government just ruin us as a civilization because we have the ability to stand up.
and so the
I-
will of the people is not the government. It's Luigi.
That's right. What we're
that's the thing.
saying is Luigi
Why
Mangione for
why
president. Anyway,
why okay, let me combat not combat, but offer a viewpoint to that.
mhm.
Why should we put the will of the people all in one person? Is it fair to him that he felt that the only way for him to make a statement was to kill and take another person's life?
No, not
I
at
No,
all,
don't
because he
think that's
literally
fair.
just threw away his whole fucking life just to make a message and for everybody who's too much of a pussy to make that message.
he's just a
Exactly.
pawn. And I'm not
Exactly.
saying
Why
it,
is it
I'm not
fair to
Yeah, he's
saying
a
him?
pawn to
I'm
get
not
his life
saying
away.
no, it's not fair to him.
Yeah,
It's not.
no, not at
None of
all.
it's fair. None of it's fair. Those corporations shouldn't do that. And Luigi Mangione shouldn't be in a situation to where he feels like he has to take violence on the corporation. None of it's fair. But
But
So
something
there's got
has
to
to
be
happen. But something has
but
to happen to change something. And it just so happened that the violence ended up hopefully working in this situation. Hopefully.
yeah,
will it
I don't
work?
know.
Will it work? Have we seen any active change as of yet? As of months after this alleged attack?
I wouldn't say anything's happened yet, and I'm not saying anything will. I'm just saying there's a chance that it could. And if it
yeah,
does, then that's
I,
got a ripple effect, which will help bring these people down. If it
I
doesn't
don't
do
think it.
anything, then it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna do very much because I don't think a single death is going to cause that. Same way how I don't know. I
Do
don't know what
you
a good
think,
example would be, but a single death for like one type of issue is going to cause like, especially like large reform.
because this is what I think Silas is saying. I think Silas is worried about more people dying because one person believes that somebody else is doing something wrong. So what I'm asking is, do y'all believe that that is something that will happen? Because I still think that while stuff like this will happen every now and then, like it does happen normally, I don't
Yeah.
think this is going to create a bunch of Luigi Mangianes. I don't think
Um,
it will.
I don't think so, mainly because most people haven't lost enough to
Exactly.
be
Well,
willing to give
to
away
be
their life
fair, to be fair,
or to
there's
throw
people that
away their
lost a
life.
lot more than he did, and he went
Yeah,
and killed somebody. So it's more of a, mental stability and all that kind of stuff.
yeah. I guess he was just like, well, I mean, he's he was willing to, I guess he had the mental strength to be willing to just straight up be like, all right, I've lived my life. Time to go do something for the people and I guess symbolic and meaningful.
Hmm.
Um, so there's not very many people that are what like he was like 20, 22. And he was like,
Something like
okay,
that.
like dude, no, that's not happening for 99.9% of people. Is he about to pee? That'd be very funny if he starts peeing.
But you
But
I can still hear you.
but you
no,
don't
no, no,
need
I know. It's
you
just
don't
it'd be
need
funny if you start peeing.
you don't need
You start hearing
like all you
what,
need
how do
yeah. You only need like six other people though to kill another CEO.
yes, I
But
think we would
why
need
should
like
we resort to violence?
No, 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 no,
well, okay,
no.
so hold on. Here's the issue. Here's the issue with the whole argument of like, okay, well, if there's no or the people saying, oh, well, there shouldn't be any Luigi Mangione. Okay, so we all recognize the fact that Luigi Mangione is a symptom of an imperfect government that does not fully well represent the will of the people, right?
Yes.
If you take away the Luigi Mangione, which is the I guess, collectivist will of the people, especially working class and like poor people that have got fucked over by healthcare or any industry. Um, if you take that away, then all I see in society, right? Like, oh, we can't retaliate. Then all I see in society, all I see that happening is just companies being more price gouging, being more of vultures, and just being shittier people. And that just creates like a society that just has shittier people. If you can just do so much hurt onto somebody and they don't do shit back to you, there's no incentive to not hurt people.
Yeah.
Like you'd be like, oh, your morals. Yeah, but we're talking about a company. We're not talking about human beings. We're talking about a company. Companies don't have morals. They want profit, especially healthcare.
Yeah.
So the whole idea of like, oh, well, there shouldn't be any Luigi Mangione. When you say that, all I hear is, well, you just have to take it. Just hope it's not you. I'm like, well, okay, well, that sounds like a shittier world than where one person takes action and kills a human being to me.
Yeah.
Because it's one person versus thousands and thousands and thousands of people that just get fucked over by healthcare. And I was with my broken ankle, right? And I'm going to tie this into the fact that I didn't have healthcare. I didn't have healthcare, but I was lucky enough that Northside Hospital, Midtown Atlanta, had a. Thank you, Austin.
Hmm.
I'm really glazing, dude.
You are.
But like for example, I didn't have health insurance, and I remember like reading up articles. This is the first time I've ever broken a bone. I broke an ankle. I was immobile. I was in a wheelchair. I was in crutches. I had a knee scooter. It sucks.
Hmm.
There, when you move to Atlanta, when I first moved to Atlanta, I started seeing homeless people around, and it was a majority black homeless people, and some of them were like immobile, and you're like, well, how does that happen? A lot of people that haven't lived in cities before really don't know how homelessness happens. And I was talking to my dad about this, and then I was like, I was really, really blessed. I'm not religious at all. I'm talking blessed, and just like it turns out like my position in life was good enough that I still had friends around, that I still had family around, while I broke my ankle and I was immobile. Because had I not, if I didn't have friends, if I didn't have family to help me recover, take me to physical therapy, bring me food, things like that, I would straight up be homeless. That's just what it would be. I would have a house until I didn't have any like a bunch of money saved up. If I did, once that money runs up and I can't pay rent anymore, well that's it. I'm homeless, I'm in a wheelchair, and I'm on the streets of Atlanta or whatever the fuck, wherever I may be. So and that comes, at least in my case, would have come purely from medical debt, where ankle surgery would have been 120,000, where I got that from a single incident of me going ice skating. It happened in 30 minutes.
Mm.
All of a sudden, in 30 minutes, you have $120,000 worth of medical debt just from surgery, not to include anesthesia, physical therapy, and all those things.
I have a
Which
question. I have a
uh,
question then.
this ties into the
So
no insurance thing as well, by the way.
yeah,
Just as a future thing.
if the Luigi thing does work out in the way that Luigi wants it, which is the CEO that company goes, okay, we're going to start accepting more cases. What if that then becomes okay? Well, then five other people kill five other CEOs of insurance companies, and then those insurance companies also start accepting more and more things. Is that then good violence? Just that's what happens.
I would say that's a net positive.
Correct.
I
I
wouldn't say it's good, but
Yeah.
it's a
Well,
net
yeah, that's
positive.
yeah. I meant yeah.
Yeah, but like it's the exact same thing that I said. There's people that break their, I'm saying ankle because that's ankle, leg, hip, back. Those are like the four worst things you could
Leg.
ever break.
Yeah.
You get a broken elbow, whatever. You can still drive. You can still cook. You get a broken shoulder, whatever. It's a pain. A broken neck, that fucking sucks. You're gonna be in a cast and this, and sleeping is gonna be ass. But straight up, if you break anything below your hip or like your L3 and your spine, your lumbar spine, you're fucked. You're not moving. You are completely at the will of everybody around. You're being pushed. You are being brought food to. It sucks ass. Also, twice. Twice.
I
I know
have I
once.
have done this twice.
Had you not had family and friends, you would have been homeless.
Correct.
Yes, you would have been, and that, okay, so homelessness can come from the fact that those people that are like 50 years old, fucking people of color that are 50 years old in the streets of Atlanta don't have friends or family. So all of a sudden, when you come from this like Monticello state of mind and you're like, oh man, why don't they just go get a job? It's like some of them are just straight up crippled. Like, the good luck giving them like a job that they can do. Like, I was lucky enough that my job that I was starting soon was online. Some people that are like waiters, again, broken ankle, you're fucked. You're not a waiter no more. You have rent. You have an apartment until your rent comes out, and then you're homeless. So that's where the justification for where the Luigi Mangione come from. Where like there's just straight up homelessness from medical debt, and it's a real issue.
I love Gavian's house. Continue.
I said, I mean, I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
the place where the no insurance came in was I didn't have insurance, but I was lucky enough that the hospital paid for basically the entirety of the surgery. I just had to pay for, I guess,
So
a little bit of physical therapy, and that's where it comes in. I don't have insurance, and I didn't pay shit. And there's people that pay insurance for years, and when it comes down to the wire, they get snuffed, and they're like, okay, well, yeah, fuck off. So I understand. Well, I was saved $120,000 in medical debt. So this thing is actually personal to me. I completely understand where people are coming from. And I don't think what he did was outrageous because I understand where people are coming from.
Silas, do you think that if the insurance companies actually um, take this as a okay, we will start accepting more cases, start helping more people, do you consider it a net positive?
Yes, obviously. I think it's going to be a net positive if that happens. But
I
do
don't think it will.
do the do the means justify the ends?
Well, that's the problem with this is that like yes, it sucks that an entire family, an entire group of friends lost someone that they loved. It sucks. It's like terrible. It's
On both
very
sides. It's
important.
on both sides
No, no,
because
no. I
Luigi's
know.
family lost someone
That's what I'm
and the
saying.
CEO's family lost someone.
That's what I'm saying. It sucks. It absolutely does suck. But if good can come out of this to where it affects more people, it helps more people. Where do we draw the line here? Because if the Luigi thing does end up being good, a net positive to the world, there will be other people that will take it upon themselves to also create net positives. And that might turn into Silas being angry at the Wendy's waiter, and so he takes it out on Wendy's because they gave him 3 chicken nuggets. I mean, I'm joking, but I'm also
Yeah.
being serious. Like this while it can create good, it can also just create more problems. And
Exactly.
I don't know how to deal with this because I think this is actually I think the Luigi Mangione thing is actually really really important because the whole the whole public really cares about this. There's other cases that have happened similar to this, but this is one that's like caught everyone's attention. Everyone's
Yeah.
worried about it. Everyone wants to read about this story. So I think this one's
Mhm.
really important because whatever comes out of this, people will see. People will know.
Yes.
People will feel the effects of.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
the people that are in charge of a lot of these things, the insurance companies, the government, the judge, all of these people
Mhm.
have a big job on their hand.
Okay. So, okay. Realistically talking,
Yeah.
I know you were joking about the Wendy's thing. However, comma, I know that hypothetically, yes, if change does come from it, then people will be incentivized to do that.
Mhm.
But why will they be incentivized to do that? Because
But,
Because
because they paid for something,
mhm.
a genuinely serious thing, like things like life insurance, right? Health insurance.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
are
but
things that are important,
yeah.
right? Things like car insurance. If your life gets fucked over because you get into an accident, and I have friends that like a month ago, 2 months ago, literally got in an accident, like two times rolled over their car. They were getting onto I-285 in like Dunwoody, Atlanta. I have to get onto it. Fucking, it's a green light for him. This lady with a kid in her car runs through the red light, slams into him, flips over twice. You know what he came out
They
with?
cannot fight these
He
stereotypes.
came out he came out with cracked ribs,
Ooh.
a lot of medical bills, and he broke even.
Mm.
Like he just got a car, and because his car got totaled.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he literally it just inconvenienced his life. hypothetically, had his insurance company not helped him out, again, we're like, oh, are we okay with violence happening? Well, why is the violence happening? Is it because the insurance companies are complying properly? Well, no, violence is not going to happen if they give what they promise.
My
If you don't want
concern,
violence to happen, then don't promise something that you can't provide.
my concern
That's
is
it.
that it's just gonna like it's a situation to situation thing. And
Hmm.
so my concern is that you'll get some that are good, and you'll also get some that are bad.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
think
think
that
the
goes for
majority
everything.
will be good because most of them are going to be uh, not justified, but understandable because they're probably life affecting denials,
I know.
claim
I just
denials.
don't want to get into the situation because, like, that CEO that died, I don't even remember his name. I think it was
I
Brian.
forgot. It's like Brian something.
Yeah. Anyway,
Wait, hold on. Is it? Am I thinking of the right thing, or am I thinking of a different thing that you think? Is it Brian Cohen? Is Brian Cohen anything to you? I think it's Brian Cohen then. I
okay,
wasn't sure if that was a late night host or if that's the name of the guy, but I think it is Brian Cohen then.
okay. Anyway, so Brian
Okay.
Cohen, if that is his name, like, yes, once he died and they did the research behind him, they were like, oh, he implemented this rule, which was bad, and had denied a bunch of people and all of that.
Brian Thompson.
Brian Thompson. Okay.
Mm,
So, but my worry is that Brian Thompson could end up being someone else who was actually doing good, but he was in a company that was bad, and so he got shot for it.
mhm.
You know what I'm
Well, I mean,
saying?
that's what I mentioned was when you go into a company that profits off of human suffering, that's what you have to deal with. You're signing up for it.
No, I know, but
It's like it's like
I'm
signing up
saying
for
that
the infantry and the marine,
yeah,
or
yeah.
like you know what you're signing up for. You're going to unalive people and possibly get unalived.
I know, but what I'm saying is that there are people that while it is very, very difficult to rise the ranks in those kind of companies, let's
Mhm.
just say that someone does rise the ranks and gets a high level job, and their goal is to actually fix it on the inside, because stuff like that does happen. There are cases that stuff like that does happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those people end up getting shot. Like, what if a bunch of people just start attacking insurance companies and they start taking out like financial advisors, like not CEOs,
Yeah.
like the smaller people? Like,
Mhm.
that's when I draw the line. I draw the line. I'm drawing the line at, did this person do something bad? Yes, they did. Okay, well, then they should get consequences. Should the consequence be death? No, I don't think it should be. But something does have to be done. And if something is done, whether I agree with it or not, at least something is done. Because I don't think anyone is like, yay, I'm glad that guy's dead. I
Yeah.
think everyone would rather him just go to jail.
Yeah. I
Or him be forced to implement changes that
Yeah.
are not benefiting everyone.
I'm not sure anybody that's unrelated to the process of like claim denials and finances would be unalive. For sure, like for example, they have like a guy that's the head of like the claim denials. I
Mhm.
totally understand why he would get unalive. However, hypothetically, if he was trying to improve it, well then that would just be poor timing. If he's actually trying to improve it and he's been there for a week, a month, half a year, and he gets unalived, that's purely poor timing. Now, if he's been there for 10 years and he's saying, "Oh, I'm improving it," well, I mean, like, let's look at your fucking record.
Yeah. I'm just concerned that we're going to get to a point, and this could be true. I don't know, but I'm worried that we'll get to a point where violence is the only thing that fixes this stuff. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so I know
I
someone that
think that
works
point is
for a
closer than we think, to be honest.
I
Probably.
know someone who works for a healthcare organization,
Hmm.
and
What is the? Don't tell them who it is, but like, what is like the level? Like, what's their job level?
they
I
are
actually,
the
I
ones
no,
they get yeses and nos from people higher up, and then have to tell people yes or no if their claim is appeal or if their claim is accepted or denied.
Mhm.
Is Do they deserve to die just because they have to be the one to break the news?
no, and they won't die because again, the head is going to get it, which is why he went for the CEO. You're not going to shoot the body when you're actually trying to make a change. You're going to go for the head.
But what if the head doesn't know what's going on?
Well, then he probably shouldn't be a CEO. It's pretty solid. And, oh, yeah, just going ahead and firing him. That's
Yeah,
literally what is happening. Well, that's
yeah.
what is happening. This is unaliving. If he doesn't know what's going on in his company, he should not be a CEO.
But should his penalty
You
be
know who should be
death?
working the
No, no,
hardest
no. I don't think anyone
is the
is in favor
CEO.
of him dying. We're just saying that something does have to happen. And it sucks that it was violence. But I think what we're arguing here is violence the only thing that will change this kind of stuff.
No,
That's
Mm.
the discussion we're having. Is violence the only thing that will change things? And while I'm not ready to say that,
as of now,
it does
yes.
feel like that.
But as of now, yes, because of how immensely intertwined healthcare industry lobbying
Mm.
is with the government. If that does not change, yes. And I'm going to answer that. And that's a tough question to answer because there's an answer we don't want to hear. But I'm going to say it, and that's yes.
No,
If things do
I'm
not
not
change,
ready. I'm not ready to say violent because I still think if enough people protested, like enough people, I think that could also be very effective. But that takes a lot of people.
what is the protest?
Like you'd have to
Um,
have a certain like people would have to like you would have to get majority of the country to just not buy insurance because then the insurance companies don't have any money. So then they have to
no,
go
yeah,
in
yeah,
and fix their system
yeah. That
to
that
make it.
that's what I was about to say. We
Yeah,
can't just protest in the streets. The protest for a healthcare company and any company
yeah.
is just not buying their product. But the
But
issue is
yeah,
having people uninsured is not something people are willing to risk.
that's what I'm saying.
So, like innately, it's tough to protest something
But
when
it's also
your
also
lifeline is
innately tough.
dependent on their product.
But it's also innately tough for people to enact that kind of violence. Like, yes, Luigi did it, but
Mhm.
there's a reason why it doesn't happen every year
Yeah, it's like a
because
one
it's
in a
really
million
tough to do.
chance.
All right, I don't think I think we've all said our qualms on that.
I love how the majority of this podcast was just Luigi.
Great. Is there anything else anyone wants to talk about?
I was watching the Daily Wire. There's actually two things, one relating to Luigi and then one thing relating to the fires. Um, the first thing, I guess we'll stick with Luigi real quick. Um, I love how many like right-wing people, like pundits and like talkers, like commentators, like Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, basically the entire Daily Wire, and
Oh yeah,
then
Am I
some.
Racist? I remember that.
All yes, am I racist? Not the best movie, but an interesting thought-provoking movie by Matt Walsh. Anyways, I love how many like right-wing speakers, political pundits, all came in favor and against Luigi Mangione, and then how their entire fan base turned against them. Because
Mm,
this isn't even a thing of like left or right, Democrat or Republican. I love seeing people recognize that they actually align more with leftist values than they've ever thought. This is a leftist issue because the Democrats and Republicans are all pro I guess healthcare industry. So I just love seeing how Republicans turned against Ben Shapiro and basically like was like calling him like sucking up to like CEOs because
mhm.
there's a huge wave of just like hating on CEOs that's come more and more prevalent. And there are some good CEOs, but those don't
Oh
tend
yeah.
to be for multinational corporations and then trans global corporations as well. I know a CEO. He's a great guy. He's one of the hardest workers at the company. I guarantee you, Brian Thompson was not the hardest worker at the company
I also
at
think
all.
I also think that if you were able to get that job, you get kind of put in a situation to where like, yes, you want to help people, but you also want to keep that job so you can keep like that thought of like, well, I can't help everybody, but if I keep this, I can help a little bit of people, and at least I'm doing a little bit better than where it was. That could have been the case for Brian Thompson. We don't know. He could have been a guy that was like, all I want to do is help people. I'm going to go into the insurance company, try to help people. And he ended up the only way to help a little bit of people was for him to rise up the ranks and hurt a lot of people. If that is
Yeah.
the case, fine. Sucks. But I don't think it's a Brian Thompson problem. I don't even think it's a
Mhm.
CEO problem. It is the structure of the company's problem.
Mm.
And it takes people from the inside to fix that. And however they're going
Yeah.
to fix that needs to be done. But it's got to happen, or else just a lot of people are going to continue to get hurt by it.
Yeah. And the other thing about the Daily Wire, so I was, by the way, R.I.P. Brett Cooper, dude. She got replaced by like this blonde chick who was a producer on the show.
Dude,
She's not as good,
dude, I know
but
there's only six
so
minutes left. I could do a
What
whole
is
other podcast on Brett Cooper and what she's doing right now. I've
what
been
is she
wait,
doing right now? Can we get
what's she
like a
doing
little
right
bit?
now?
Just a little bit.
Give us 1 minute because I still have another thing I want to talk about. 1 minute.
okay.
1 minute. Summarize. 60 seconds. Go. 60,
So
60 seconds.
so
Get the
Brett
timer.
Cooper has basically, from what I've understood, she's not gonna have a show anytime soon. Not like a
Yeah.
big show like that. But but she is like on social media all the time now.
Mhm.
And so she's tweeting and posting and a ton more. And it's so fun for me to see her as like a person
Mhm.
because now she's just got like she's not like under the Daily Wire brand. And it's just
So much
fun.
likable as a human being when she's
Dude,
not a
she's
Republican
awesome.
talker. Yeah, right.
She would be an awesome friend. I can just see it. She would be a cool friend, and that's not like a conservative. That's not like a conservative thing. I'm saying like for most people, I think she'd be an awesome person to hang around with. And um, you see, we got three hit right here, but you know what? We could scoot that line one over and
Four.
have a fourth one right here.
Four.
Brett Cooper. We're just saying you don't have
Yeah,
a show right now.
yeah, dude, we need a Republican on this podcast.
We
All
do.
right,
Like,
shut up, shut up.
We've been
That was
lacking.
your minute. That
okay,
was your
that's a
minute.
minute. Anyways, my point. Daily Wire. So I was in one of the breaks between the Zooms. I was watching the Daily Wire on Snapchat, which is typically where I get a lot of my snooze shit. I don't know why. That's just how I do it.
Mhm.
Anyways, he was talking about how like Gavin Newsom or apparently California like has the ability to get a fuck ton of water um for the because they were running out of water for
Are you
the
talking
like
about the
five.
company that controls 80% of the water or whatever?
Well, that may be another thing, but
Oh,
like there's
dude,
there's straight up
dude.
there's this flow from a river that goes from like Canada all the way down to Cal. It goes through California, but it goes into the Pacific Ocean because there's like some environmental like and like if you build dams and reservoirs, all of a sudden a bunch of like fishes are gonna like go extinct or whatever the fuck. So they're
Mhm.
doing that purely environmental wise. They're not building dams and water reservoirs, and they're just redirecting it to the Pacific Ocean just because of that. So they're like, Trump was on the Joe Rogan podcast and was like, California has fires, they have droughts, and they could have fresh water from the river that flows from Canada if they just build dams and reservoirs. But
Hell
they
no.
don't. But they don't. And then he's like, well, when I get into presidency, I don't think he said that, but that's one thing I want Trump to change because he keeps on bitching about it. He keeps on going. Trump just innately keeps on pointing out issues, but never does shit about it. Just never does shit
Well,
about it. And
well,
he's pointing out this drought issue within California. I want him to collaborate with Gavin Newsom to build dams
no,
because
wait. Let's
you know
not
how many
harm the
people have died,
environment. Let's not harm the
dude.
environment.
You know how many houses burned down? If some fish
Okay,
just
is it
died
fair to
because
the
of a
fish though?
fucking dam,
Is it fair
it's
to our
a
ecos?
fish.
Is
It's
it
a
fair to make
fish.
them? It's not our place to play God and choose which species lives and
Silas,
dies.
you don't do inbreeding. That's selective. That's selective. Do you understand what I'm
Hold on,
saying?
Gio. You can't
You are.
prove that. You cannot prove that.
That's a good
What?
point.
Silas could.
I could do
Selectively,
what?
eugenics. You know what eugenics is? Is selectively choosing genetics. Human beings do not do inbreeding. That's in eugenics. Do you see what I'm saying? You're literally playing God by not just choosing your child because you know that'll give your kid Down syndrome. You know that'll give your kid uh, physical deformity. That is playing God. Why are we stopping at the fucking fish? Because
Because
go on,
what?
go
Why would
on.
why would we destroy our environment? Just
For humans, same reason why we don't inbreed.
clearly you've never watched Wally.
I win this argument. I'm literally raising the best point ever. Like what?
No, no, I disagree. It's
So you
not our
want
place.
inbreeding? So you want inbreeding?
No, but it's
I
also not
think.
our place to
Hold,
kill other animals just to secure our place in society.
So you're not willing to sacrifice five species of fish to save 100,000 homes and five people, at least five people that have died, and thousands
It's
that have
way
been
more than
displaced.
five. It's like 20 something
No,
last
no,
time.
no. Well, I mean, I was watching Ben Shapiro.
Oh,
He said at least five people have died. So I know he's definitely like, he's
You think
probably
he's
like,
underestimating?
yeah, he probably is.
yeah, probably. But
We got
like
less than
again,
a minute, by the
so
way.
like he's, I mean, what sacrifice some fishes to save lives of many, many human beings, many, many homes, and a lot of wildlife. You know that you're by saving those fish, you're killing thousands of other forests, wildlife, and biomes, right?
Is there some other way to save the fish that includes building the dam?
I don't
Oh,
know, but that's the best one at the
guys,
moment.
guys, we either gonna have to call it here
Dude,
or we're gonna have
dude,
to do another Zoom.
you got to
I need
put
to know
that
right
clip.
now. It's less
You
than
got
a
to put
minute.
that. I
I need to.
can't. I gotta go. You got to put
Okay.
that clip on, dude. I got so passionate. Like, the Luigi Mangione clips. Put this clip on. They just fucking put it all on, and it will get so many views. Dude.
Silas, do you want to do a Zoom right after this?
Yes, I would like to.
Okay.
I gotta
Uh,
go. I
I
have
I know. I
understand
know.
that. I
that
understand that.
at
Gio,
2
say your
p.m.
goodbyes, and then we'll.
Bye guys. I'll see you.
All right, man. All right.
So
So, Gio.
I
Well,
wait,
I'm gonna
real
start.
quick.
Okay.
Austin. I was gonna continue on with what Gio was saying earlier, but I just received news that one of my favorite filmmakers in David Lynch just passed away. Like
I
it
just
was
saw that.
just yeah, that I don't even care about what I was talking about a second ago. I just want to talk about David Lynch real quick.
Okay.
One of the most insanely creative, awe-inspiring directors I've seen in a while. Um, his works are known for like Elephant Man, Twin Peaks season 3, Fire Walk with Me, Mulholland Drive, dude, Blue Velvet. Dang it, dude. That's just
He lived a long life. It was 79, I believe.
78.
78, sorry.
78. Yeah, I'm sitting here looking right at it.
Okay.
Yep. Eraserhead. He did Dune, which wasn't great. And the first one I saw from him, Lost Highway. Um, I I highly suggest you go watch some of his movies. They are quite weird, but I think in a good way. I think it challenges the viewer to try to understand the subtext of a film, which not a lot of directors challenge anymore. I think it's sad that he passed. Um,
I wonder what
beautifully
he
shot
passed from. Did
films.
it say what he passed from?
I think it's just natural
No.
causes. If anything does happen, I'll sure it'll be up here somewhere
Yeah.
if we find anything
Um,
else.
it sucks when somebody that you like, I don't want to say look up to, because you don't always look up to these people. You may in this case, but I'm just saying like in general, you may not
Yeah,
always
yeah,
look up
yeah.
to, like,
I appreciated his work,
yeah,
and I was looking forward to. Oh, he also did Inland Empire, which I haven't had a chance to see yet.
yeah. Dude, when Tom Hanks goes, I'm gonna be done for.
You're inconsolable,
I'm gonna be inconsolable. Y'all have to do a podcast without me because of the Tom Hanks news. It's gonna be bad.
dude. That just like actually threw off my whole thing. I was
I
gonna,
can tell it
I
wipes
was,
you out.
yeah, it kind of. I mean, I'll try to say what I was thinking about the Geo thing,
Well,
but
I don't really want to. I don't want to create a. I don't want to argue.
yeah, I just would like to
I think
say,
it's not Gio's fault. Gio was trying to get his point out, and it was going quickly, and it really wasn't.
I feel like I got rushed
It,
under the bus there.
yeah. That's what I'm saying is like I don't think it was Gio's fault either. I mean, it was
Yeah,
rushed,
yeah,
like a minutes left.
not
But
his fault.
I do want to. We got Gio's point. Gio, I'm going to restate it. Gio is in favor of
Killing the
building
fish.
dams and stuff for the fresh water in California to help deal with stuff like wildfires and just like natural stuff, like humans need fresh water, and California has droughts and all that kind of stuff.
You
So
stand with the
Gio's in
fish.
favor for losing some animals, in favor for saving humans, and Silas is against that. And now Silas, point, go.
I think throughout these podcasts, you can see I'm not the most eloquent speaker, um, especially when it comes to political subjects like this. But I think that Geo like straw man picked or cherry picked the argument about eugenics.
Hmm.
Um, because animals don't necessarily always breed with their family. So is that eugenics for them? I don't think that's purely eugenics just because you don't mate with family. I think eugenics is a lot deeper of a concept than that, and I don't want to go too far into it,
Hmm.
but it's more selectively like choosing to like looking at a whole group of people and going these two and not giving them a choice.
Hmm.
I think me not choosing to, you know, or Gio not choosing to do something with a sister if he has one. And like, I don't necessarily think that's eugenics just because he's not looking at someone else and going, I'm not gonna mate with that random person because our baby will be small. That's more of eugenics. Because, you get what I'm saying?
So you don't think eugenics is
That simple is
no, no,
what
no.
he was
I understand.
dumping
Yeah,
it
yeah,
down
yeah. But
to.
I'm saying like if you knew, like it.
Also, my head is out of it now.
No, no, no. I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
Let's say you're dating somebody, and it's like a stats thing where it's a kind of video gamey to where like you could see like her genetics, and you're like, okay, there's a 70% chance that we have a kid with blue eyes if I end up having a child with her, so on and so forth. If you then choose based off of that, is that eugenics? Yes or no?
Say that one more time.
Like if you knew for sure the kind of genetics that your kids are going to have, is that eugenics? Like if you're like picking and choosing, because like for me, for example, if I knew that if I had a kid with somebody, there would be like a 70% chance that the kid would have Down syndrome,
You wouldn't do
I,
it.
I wouldn't do it. And that is eugenics.
Yes, yeah. Te
That's what I'm asking is like,
Technically, I hate that simple definition of, oh,
mhm,
but I just think it's a lot more complicated than that. But at the end of the day, yes,
mhm.
technically it's
because
eugenics, but
because here's my point on it. Now I kind of have a caveat. I sort of do because I know, and Gio may have as well. I don't know, maybe you as well, but there are other ways to have access to that fresh water in California.
I think so. I also think what I wanted to ask is why can't we just go take it from the rivers without building dams?
I don't know the science behind that. I don't know
It
that.
and it also
I think
seems
it's
like you stand with the fish as well, and I'd like to hear your point on that as well.
well, it's more of uh like if the only way to bring fresh water to California is to build a dam. If that was simply the only way, then yes, I think I would vote for it. Just simply, I think I would vote for it. But there are other ways to get that fresh water that I know of.
Also,
Um,
there's been a lot of mistakes on the LA Fire Department and the
in,
California Fire Department in general. So why are we shifting the blame or like the consequences onto these animals? You know what I'm saying?
I think this is a big. I don't think Gio was saying just the LA fires is what he's
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about. I think
sure.
he's
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
everything as a whole. Um,
Yeah, I know. I'm just like giving a very cherry
yeah,
pick example, which I accused Gio of earlier.
yeah, yeah. I just, I don't know. There seems to always be other ways around stuff like this. Because it's also like, would you rather kill a bunch of fish or would you rather, and this is an example, by the way, I'm making it up, but like, if there was a situation where, like, hey, you only flush twice a day instead of three times a day because you save a species of fish, would you do it? Yes or no?
I would try my best to do it.
But that's my point is that, like, there are other ways to save these fish. And so, yes, the dam is the easy way. And I think that's why a lot of people want it to be done. But I just have a hard time going like, all right, let's get rid of these fish, just for our sakes. And I'm not saying that it's wrong for like humans to be number one in our world because we are number one and we should be number one. As sucky as it is, I mean, there's never, ever, ever, ever going to be a situation where the deers can be on the same level as us. There's never a situation where a whale can be on the same level as us. So we can treat them better and treat them better than what we're doing, but we're never going to ever be in a situation to where we need to treat them like we treat us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's just kind of where like the situation, like where you draw the line is like, okay, what can we get away with without just completely destroying an ecosystem? And that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, all right, let's just draw the line to where we're not destroying everything.
Exactly, but where do we draw that line? Because if we make the precedent that because we're in trouble, we're allowed to destroy this water ecosystem,
Mhm.
then what's to say next time it's we need lumber, so why not just go destroy this forest ecosystem?
Well, it's what we do.
Exactly. And I'm asking, is it justified? And where do we call the justification point at and the point to like cut it off? Go, hey, there's an issue here.
I think a
I
certain level,
think
I think a certain level of it is justified. Like we do need some trees to be cut down to live our lives. We do need some.
yes, but there's a way to ethically do it. I believe so.
Ah,
You
is it
don't believe
how
so?
ethical is it if you're chopping one down just to put another one up? Because I know that's what everyone says. It's like you chop one down, you put another one up. That is great. That might be the most ethical way to get around what we're doing, but the most ethical way is to not chop it down. Let's be clear on it.
Yes,
And
but
that's
that's
not
never
when
going to
that's
happen.
yeah, and that's not a situation we'll ever get into. So we are already on an unethical standpoint. We already are unethical. That's my
Yes,
big problem with it is like
just because
we as humans, we are unethical. It's just who we are. Quit pretending that we are. We are unethical because we put ourselves over others. If we didn't, we would be on the same level as whales. There's a reason why we're on the top. There's just a simple fact for it, and we want to continue it. As selfish as it is, it's what we're doing, and it's what we want to continue to do. Just like I want to do, just like you want to do, just like everyone else watching this wants to do. Sucky as it is, we never want a whale to be in charge of us. That's the truth of it. So we are already unethical. So
yes,
it,
but
we just have to draw the
does that
line.
mean we just full send it? Does if I make one mistake on a piece of paper, do I just rip the whole paper up and throw it away and start again? No. There's things I
I
can
think
do
the
to
situation is you can't restart. If you destroy an ecosystem, you can't restart. You're just building a new
exactly.
one.
So let's not destroy the ecosystem.
I agree. I'm with you on this. I'm just
Take
saying
what we
that
need to, but don't take too much. We are complete gluttonous as a society. We are gluttonous as a society.
we have to be.
Not necessarily. I don't think so.
We have to be
There's so many.
not to
There's
the no
so
no no
many.
no 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 no. Not to the
Not
level
not
that we
even
are. But
not
I'm
even
saying that
outside of just like foresting and stuff like that.
mhm,
Recycling. Recycling is so easy, yet we don't do it.
mhm.
We throw shit on the ground over and over and over. For what avail? Just because it's easier?
Yes.
Let's
Look,
do something about that.
I'm not arguing. We are gluttonous. But my point is that there is a certain level of it that we must maintain. There is a certain level of it that we must maintain. The recycling thing, you're correct. We should do that. Everyone should do that. But there are things,
Italy does it. Italy's able to do it.
correct.
They
But
have, I think,
there are such thing as killing animals. We do need to keep doing that.
yes, but there's also ethical ways to do it. Now, I'm not going to get into the
No,
whole
no, 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 no,
conversation
no, no.
of if the meat industry is ethical or not,
Oh,
but
no,
like,
no.
take for example, ve if I go and hunt my own food for
Mhm.
my family, I think that's more ethical.
It's more, but it's not ethical. You're still killing a living creature.
Okay, so why is veganism more ethical? You're still killing a living creature.
No, it's not. It's the same thing.
Exactly. So I don't.
I'm agreeing with you.
I
I'm
know,
just
I know,
saying
I
that
know.
like people
I,
that people are like, I want to be more ethical. That is great, but you're never going to be ethical.
this is why you should watch My Name is Earl.
You're never going to get in a situation to where you are ethical. You never will, because if you do, you will become a deer. You will
Hmm.
become a whale.
Is it deer
Even
ethical? Do ethics even apply to animals?
not our ethics, but I'm sure they have ethics.
Deer ethics?
Deer ethics. No, look, there's greedy deer out there. I mean, that's all that stuff's out there.
You gluttonous bastard.
I know. Eating more grass, taking it from the herd. No, I
I
just
I think if you nitpick every single aspect of ethics, you'll never be happy. That's what I'm thinking.
I
But
know, and that's my thing is
you
that
can
like,
take steps.
I don't like when people nitpick ethics. It's like you're not doing anything ethical. You're doing something that is more ethical, but you're not being ethical. You're not. You never will. It's not a world we live in where ethical is like a thing that you can achieve. You can be more ethical, but you're starting from a very unethical place. And you will never become ethical. Never, ever, ever. You will become more ethical and you can make good decisions, but you will always also make bad decisions because that is what's better for you. And we
I
will
think we
always
just need to be
choose what is
kinder.
better for us as a society, as a civilization. We will always choose that over other things when the time comes to it. So my point is, if the dam is the only thing that is it the only way that California can have more fresh water, then I'm in favor of it. As sucky as it is, and as sucky as the situation that you're put in, you have to kill those fish.
But is that the only solution? That's the
No,
issue
I
I'm
don't
worried
think it
about.
is. I don't think it is.
If there's
Because
other solutions, I think we should do the other ones first.
correct, but
I don't like the idea of it, but if it comes down to it, as selfish as it is, I will choose humanity over the fish.
that's
And
it. That's my point.
I understand that's what Geo's getting at, but Geo, oh, Murph dog?
Yes, Murphy.
Can we get a Murph dog can we get a Murph dog real quick?
He's just barking right now. I don't know.
What
He's
you think, Murph dog? Murph dog.
sitting on the couch.
Call him over here. Call him over here.
He's barking at the FedEx guy.
But basically, I understand, but I guess my issue with what Geo said is that he didn't offer any reasons as to why we should do that first. And it's not exactly that's what I'm getting at. I'm not very well spoken when it comes to like an in the moment kind of thing. I have to think about my thoughts before I say them.
Mhm.
Um, but I think if there was no other solution, I would have to agree with Trump and Geo.
Mhm.
Crazy statement that they agree.
It is. I think. Look, and it
But
sucks
if
that we
there's
don't have
any
Geo
other
here.
chance that we can do it with less
Yeah.
ecological destruction, please take that. Also, I want to try one of those. You keep eating them. I'm
Um,
very hungry.
I got the whole pack like done. I got one more.
Nice.
Um,
You know, funny thing is, my teacher, one of my teachers, teaches entertainment business, which is like the business of like the entertainment industry.
mhm.
And in his like little podcast video thing for lectures, he does a donut of the week. Kind of a cool idea.
It is.
Might
Are
have
you
to
saying
steal
that
it.
we should implement that on the podcast?
I'm saying there's a chance we might have to steal it. If
Okay.
you
Are you going
know,
to do a donut or
Professor,
are you going to do a different food?
well, actually, I have a donut right here. Just kidding. It's
Pretzel. You can do a pretzel of the month.
I love pretzels.
You do love pretzels. But I do want to clarify because Gio's not here. Um, I don't, and look, this, sadly we don't know, but I think if Gio had other things put in front of him, other than just build the dam, I think he would choose the other things. I don't think he's like I want to kill every fish. I do want to make that point clear. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think he's in favor of that, but he is in favor of humanity over other creatures, and that's what we also agree with. So yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a sucky situation. So yeah, I don't know. You got anything else, or should we end it here?
Um, go check out David Lynch. Go check out Red Dead Redemption. Go check out My Name is Earl. Go
Check out
check
Minecraft.
out Minecraft. Yeah.
Oh, buy some Zesta,
Zesta. Buy some Zesta.
Zesta.
Uh, let's try to be better people. Let's try not to kill the fishes.
Limit your fish murders.
Yeah. Ethically kill your fish.
Well, as ethically as you can get it, and also
One on one. You and
and
the fish in the
also
water.
only be a Luigi Mangione if you know it's going to work out for you.
Um, if you wanna, if you, I don't know if this will probably this is coming out this month, right?
Yeah, come out the 25th.
If you want to listen along with our
Good call.
most recent album review, we're listening to Section 80 by Kendrick Lamar.
Comes out tomorrow. So the Arctic Monkeys will. Oh, sorry. I was talking about the Arctic Monkeys. Sorry. We have an Arctic Monkeys soundbite coming out tomorrow. Sorry.
Great soundbite. And then after that, I'll just go ahead and give you a little sneak peek. There could be a top 10 something in the works.
Could be.
Could be. Hopefully.
I think that's planned to come out like the middle of February. So then the Kendrick Lamar one will come out maybe March or April.
Yeah. But if you want to listen to Section 80 by Kendrick Lamar, listen along with us.
Yeah. We're
Share your
listening to
thoughts
it
in the
right now.
comments. Yeah, and if we just encourage you to think about what you do.
Yeah, that's it. Don't
Yeah.
change. Just think about it.
Think about changing.
Just think about it. Don't do it. Come on.
But play Red Dead Redemption 2. It's honestly a masterpiece. And Minecraft, obviously.
Minecraft is a masterpiece. I think that's like it's a classic. One of the greatest games of all time. Come on. Come on. Thank you. All right. We'll see y'all
Yeah.
later.
Give me free camera lenses, please. I'm poor.
Well, yeah, we'll put his address in the description.
No. We'll put a PO box in the description
Oh,
somewhere.
okay. Yeah.
A
All right.
postal office.
All right. See y'all later.
Peace out.